Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Friday, the 25th of October. All right, now we're right into the heart of the Asian session here, and it's time to have a look at what is going on and what potentially could happen. Now, all week, geopolitical events in control, the same culprits, so there's no really need to go through those. Now, I've done a real thorough audit of the analysis, right? And it's no surprise why the markets aren't moving. It's because traders don't really have anything to really tangibly hang their head on. Dollar CAD, short term, yep, it's still drifting lower, even though it is running out of steam. It's broken down on the dailies, but overall, weeklies, it's sort of sideways. So a lot of the dollar pairs, I mean, the dollar index itself is still holding on to an upward bias on the weeklies, but everything else, as far as the dollar is concerned, it's pretty, on the dollar block stuff, is, it's pretty uninspiring. And that goes for what happens there. That obviously filters down through the rest of the majors. Overall, if you're looking on the weeklies, yeah, Euro, Sterling, Aussie and Kiwi have been drifting lower. Probably matches up with that why the dollar index has been going up. But the rest of their pairs, they've really come back into the range and diffused with all these geopolitical events. And that's what's been happening for some time. Now, that doesn't mean there aren't things about to happen. Like I do see the Euro hourly and daily is about to trigger lower and a few other things like that. But right now, it's like not really the calm before the storm, but it's actually, it's pretty uninspiring is what I'm trying to get at. Now, if I give you a look at the charts, you'll see what I mean. We've just had the ECB, Draghi's come and gone, tells Christine, good luck. Don't give up. Thanks, Mario. And that was pretty much the ECB come and gone. So you're looking at the currencies, and this is a very odd sort of technical structure. Like dollar yen, yeah, it's rallied, it's now sideways. We've got a bit of support and resistance, but what we don't have is any serious momentum to really say, do we buy it or sell it? Dollar CAD, as I've been saying the last few days, the best trending pair. Does seem to be running out of steam down here, but you know what? We really need defining fundamentals to tell us whether it's going up or down. And the rest of the pairs, Aussie, Kiwi and Sterling, even with Brexit going on, have all got this really weird sort of arching sort of formation coming up. So really big ranges. It's pretty uninspiring. You'd say Euro's doing exactly the same, but to me, Euro's got better shape. It's got better support and resistance, a little bit closer, I guess, is the main thing. But this is what we've got. And you know what? When traders don't have things to work with, they will slowly pull back. And that's what we've seen as this week has progressed. Now, let's have a look what we've got coming out. Well, you know what? Don't give up on the Euro yet. I still think the Euro goes down. And the fact that the ECB didn't do anything or change anything or anything else, pretty uninspiring. I think we'll see Euro lower. We just need a bit of US data to give us the kickstart or some European data. But the German IFO business numbers out today, you know what? They're probably going to be superseded as well. And this is the main thing that's really diffusing sterling and euro or sucking the life out of it is all this British stuff. Johnson calls for December 12th election to break Brexit deadlock. Now, they're supposed to leave in 6 days. So it's basically sort of falling apart. Now, sterling hasn't really given up the ghost. It's still sticking on to 128.5. But the fact that the EU are voting this weekend to work out whether they're going to extend the UK's Brexit deal or what they're doing, we've still got to wait and see. So there's a fair bit in play, obviously going to impact the euro and sterling, and that's another reason why these things are all the currencies are taking a backward step until we see what's going on. But fear not. I've gone through obviously next week's data. If we get something good out of the some sort of resolution from the EU, whether they extend the UK's deal or deadline by 3 months, we've got a huge amount of stuff coming out next week. Like huge. This is like epic. We've got the FOMC. Well, let me just start down the bottom here. We've got US consumer confidence. This is followed up with the Aussie CPI, a huge number for the Aussie. German employment change, the ADP employment change, different number of the non-farms, but it can give you a bit of a look into what's coming out. Then as you get into the middle of the week, advanced GDP, we got the Bank of Canada, the Fed. So we're going to have a pretty good idea what's going on with the dollar and what they're thinking there. Then coming down further, the NBNZ business outlook number is a big number for the Kiwi. Some manufacturing data, CPI employment numbers out of the Eurozone, PCI price index, Canadian GDP, et cetera, and of course, the biggest head kicker of the market, the US non-farm payrolls on Friday. So really what we've got is the stuff that we need. This is the last week of the month, and it's notorious for the market stalling because there's no major data. But next week, we have a huge amount of stuff coming out, and it's the US numbers that we really need, right? I want to see what the US numbers are doing, and that'll give us a really good insight into where the dollar's going. And if these numbers are strong, well, you know what? The dollar's going to pop back up, and that's going to give us the confidence to get short euro with a bit of size. Anyway, we're going to wait and see how that plays out. To me, you know, there's a few little opportunities in the market today, but really the analysis doesn't line up with any major opportunities except for dollar CAD. And there's nothing really coming out to give it a push. So it's really that geopolitical Friday where things can get loose. And believe me, when there are geopolitical events, everyone wants to be on a headline or a front page of the paper, as just like Donald does. So you can expect these events to dominate. Obviously, of course, Brexit, the Trump impeachment stuff, and there may even be something out of China. So just be wary. Friday, with very little data, the news services will start chasing these geopolitical events for headlines, and they will create extra volatility. All right, guys, that's it for me. Not a huge amount to go through, but probably important to understand what the analysis is telling us, so then you can plan your trading opportunities around that. All right, guys, have a great day and a great weekend. Cheerio.